Thank you very much. We had a very busy week. Last week to now has been very, very busy, and we are also preparing for two major, lower level elections for, how do I call them, councillor elections, one in Kenema and the other in Kono, in Sando Chiefdom. And we are preparing for those two elections. One is slightly contentious, and we have a lot of information that there is bound to be some violence, but that's one we have prepared enough, and I think we should be able to curb that very quickly. So that notwithstanding, the Kenema, I think, is slated to be very, very peaceful. Hence, we have given the regional commander in charge and the person of Mr. Kambe to take charge, AIG Kambe to take charge of that elections. For the one in Kono, it is likely that the IG and myself will be going to Kono on the 10th. And we will be there 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th after the elections before coming back. And you will also, I'm sure you also know that the security sector signed an MOU with SLAJ, on the day of curbing impunity and giving you journalists a space in doing your work. I think the president of SLAJ will have to expound on that a bit for you to know how closely you people and us in the security sector are now intertwined. And we should be seen working together. You should be our mouthpiece. We can't talk for ourselves. I belong to a tribe that says, no hunganugo. When you say, na me they do this, then say that man, now they do very well. I think it is you that should be telling our stories. Very independent, very, very well, so that people will know what we've been doing. Fortunately, only yesterday, the DSI, Democratic Institute for, what's the name of the institute? Institute for Democratic Initiatives.
Society for Democratic.
The Society for, yes, gave us an accolade. I was very surprised when I saw that the SLP is the most compliant organization in this country that gives out information to people. And I think we are doing that, and this is one way that we have been giving you information. I think I mentioned in one of our meetings that we are investigating our cases at very speedy rates now, and the CID has improved, I think, tenfold, and we want to thank them together with the Interpol and the cybercrime unit. Interpol has recovered almost all of the vehicles that have been stolen and taken to Guinea. We've been able to retrieve all of those vehicles. And that has been a surprise to a lot of people. They will steal it from here, take it to Guinea, we'll go back and bring it. And that has reduced car theft. Another thing that has come down drastically is the double sales of cars. A few months ago, we had several cases of people buying cars, and when you pay the money, they say, hey, you don't pay to the wrong person. This came up several times, and we had to call them in this place, and we spoke to them. Francis Levy was here, and we addressed them, and we said any double payment will have to be investigated, and all those that went to CID, we made sure they were charged to court. So since then, it has now come down. We don't hear of double sales of vehicles any longer. And today, Mr. Samura Kamara was invited to the ACC to make statement at the ACC. And it was done initially very well. Unfortunately, some hoodlums among our group, the group that were there to synergize with him, started pelting stones at the police. And, we had no option but to disperse the crowd. A lot of our guys here were also there, you know. We initially had to bear up with a lot of insults, a lot of provocations, you know, but, as a way of nobody has the right in this country to process, to assemble without having the required clearance from the police. This was manifested today by a group of people from whatever political party. We were not worried about that. But Campasu, and we stood there, kept them at bay, because we actually wanted the whole process not to be marred with any violence, you know. But unfortunately, it ended up in this manner. But I think, by and large, it was done in a very peaceful manner. Unfortunately, 3 of our police officers are now admitted. One was thrown in the mouth. I don't know if he lost any teeth, but I saw blood oozing from his mouth. Yes, today I saw for the first time one journalist. I don't know, he's not here. Ikonoto Jalo. He said, I feel him for this police Maya. You know, he said, I saw when he was thrown in the mouth. You know, and another journalist went into the crowd. I don't know, he's not here also. Then draw drum. Not doing this, not doing. Yes, and then draw drum, and they one beat him. Unfortunately, the police had to rescue him and took him out of that crowd. I don't know what he said there, but he was not handled properly, you know. So whatever he could have done, we don't know. And I think I will stop so far, and will now give an update, ask for updates on the fracas between the police and the youths at ACC. I think I have said something about that, and I believe it's clear. You will have more as we go along. We will call on the SLAJ president to speak about the MOU between SLAJ and the security sector, the security forces. So, you are welcome, Mr. President, to give the update. Thank you very much.
And we want to appreciate the commitment of the security sector to listen to us and to further commit to ensure that we have a relationship going forward. And there are certain things that you should understand about the event of the second. Firstly, that was a gentleman's agreement that we entered into. It was nothing legal, but nobody was coerced. None of the parties was coerced to make a commitment to that memorandum of understanding or undertaking. We did it willingly, and together we drafted the MOU, and we agreed on certain principles, and it was back and forth until we get the final document. And you should also realize that the commitment that was demonstrated at was huge. It was unprecedented, because we have all the heads of the security sector present, and they appended their signatures to the document. They did not send their deputies, or they did not send representatives. They were there. The head of the police, the IGP, was there. The acting head of the acting coordinator of the ONS was there. The head of the Sierra Leone Correctional Services was there. The head of the RSLAF, the Chief of Defense Staff, was there. And the head of the Central Intelligence Security Unit was there. And the head of the National Force was there. And they appended their signature. And when it was time for them to make a brief statement of what they think about the engagement, the roundtable discussion on the MOU, the remarks were very positive. They commended the initiative. For some of them, it was the first time they are interfacing with this large and the media. And the police, apart from the police and the RSLF, the other security sector people, it was the first time they were interfacing with the media people. It was a huge experience for them. And they all made commitment that they will ensure that the commitments they've made in that MOU, they will ensure that they comply, and we also have a responsibility. So the MOU is a commitment by both parties. And then what we have done is to ensure that we cooperate, and we also respect the role that each of us play, the media and the security sector. And we also understand the role that we play in our democracy. We also commit to support one another in the work that we do, because the police are responsible for law and order, and we are responsible for bringing the information to the people. So once we understand those roles, we should be able to understand those rules and respect those rules. We should be able to support and strengthen each other's role in our democracy. So that's the trust of the MOU. And we further made a commitment that we will meet quarterly so that we can review and address emerging trends. And then every year we look at the MOU and review it and see where we can change it, what other issues we can bring up to and to include in the MOU. And then beyond that, we committed that we will also embark on training. The police will train us on, will give us an insight into the work that they do, how to do their work. And us as media people will also show them about our work and tell them how we do our work, and so that they have insight into the work that we do, and so that we enhance the understanding and the respect for what we all do as media and security people. But then we also commit to certain values. This MOU, both parties should be non-partisan. We should always be professionals. And we should be independent. We should be objective. We should be fair, and we should not be biased. These are the values that will guide us. The MOU doesn't mean that tomorrow the police or the military or other security forces will not attack a journalist, no? Or will not assault a journalist, no? And it doesn't also mean that tomorrow the newspaper or a TV or radio station will not carry the bad news against the police. What it means is that we have committed to work together to support one another. And in doing so, I want to implore all of you that the journalists, we are not above the law. We are citizens of this country, and the police have a responsibility to protect all citizens. What this MOU has given us, it has given us an avenue to be able to address issues that will emerge as a clash or as a conflict between us and the security sector. Because now we have their contacts, and whatever happens, we should be able to address them without them escalating into something that will be hostile. So it's also a demonstration to show that we, media people or journalists and the police, we are not enemies. We are not enemies, and it's good that it is coming at a time when we are just around the corner of the next elections. So we know in the elections we have political rallies, political events, and then we have the election itself. That's where problem usually come. That's where we have the clashes. And as journalists, I implore you all, you are not politicians. Do not do the work of the politicians. Leave the politicians to do their work. As journalists, your responsibility is to the people. You have to protect the people. That's your responsibility. If you're not protecting the people, then you're not a journalist. If you're fighting the cause of the politicians, then you're a politician. You're not a journalist, and the police will not take like that. Because when they see you in the polling booth and you are behaving like you are the polling agent of the political party, then you're not a journalist. And they have every reason, every right to hold you and for your action. So I implore you, be professional. You also have the responsibility to be professional. So what it means that going forward, we should all cooperate, we should all support one another, and we should all understand and respect the role that we play in our democracy. So once more, we want to thank the leadership of the police, and we hope that we also have a responsibility. The IGP pledged during the ceremony that will ensure that the MOU is cascaded right down to the last police officer in the rural areas, so that every police officer understands this. And the same for the military, the same for the fire force. And also for SLASH, we ensure that every member is aware about the ceremony. We have sent emails. And so every member of SLASH, this email is in our database. And we also send to the regional heads, regional chairpersons, to also do the same for their regions, that everybody is aware. The MOU in no way makes us above the law. We have to comply with the law, we have to obey the law, we should be law-abiding citizens for the common code to be an example. But I urge you all, do not fight the fight of the protocol. The duty is to get the news. Get the news in the interest of the people. Make sure when you get the news, you report it fairly and objectively. So once more, thank you very much. And we want to, my presence here definitely is to show that appreciation and to continue to show the spirit that we are partners in development. We're not enemies, and we will seek to support each other and strengthen our professional ability and capacity. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. President Ahmed, and I want to thank you again. But please let me just go through the commitment, your commitment. You should be neutral, non-partisan, apolitical. You should be neutral, independent, professional, and objective. I think these are the common values that we should have. And I assure you, if we all play in this way, we commit ourselves to these values, I assure you we'll have a very nice playing field for both the journalists and those of us in the security sector. So I want to thank you very much. I think we were expecting Mr. Umaru Fofana. Unfortunately, he is not here. And we will continue with our meeting. And I would want to call on, we will not have our response to the European Union press release. We will share that one tomorrow. We need to have the assent of the IGP before we could share that with you. However, I want to assure you, all commanders. Yes, okay.
Yes, I apologize, sir. Let me just also see what the other reason why I was here, why I'm here. There has been news around social media all over that the incidents of kidnapping has become very rampant. In Africa calls experiments in the diaspora calling me to cross-check this information. I called the IGP to cross-check the information. And he assured me that there is no incident like that here, and that let me come to this press conference today and the police will make it clear about their investigation. So that's why I'm here. So that this will be a forum where we can get the facts from the police who are doing the investigation to show that what has been happening, whether it's true, or whether it's not true, or whether there's any evidence to the fact, to get it clear from the police. That's why I'm here also, so that I'll be able to respond back to people who are calling me to ask any questions about those incidences. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. I think that is part of our meeting here today, and we will give you all the information with regards to the kidnapping issues. We have the crime people here. They will have to handle that very well. And the regional commander West is here, in whose domain we've had several kidnapping issues in the West. And let me just make something clear. We have what they call abduction in crime. Abduction is when you take somebody against his will for any other purpose. It can be for sexual purpose, it can be for beating, can be for unlawful detentions, etc., without asking for ransom. That is not kidnapping. It is abduction. Kidnapping, when you hold somebody against his will, and then you ask for money or for anything in return for the release of that person. That is kidnapping. So I want us to look at those two differences of abduction like when we were in school in those days, those guys, they will take some ladies into the boarding home and keep that lady there for some time. That is abduction, crime. If you do mommy business with them, that is another crime. You know? But just taking that person against his will into a secluded area, against that person's will, is in itself is an offense. So doing anything with that person is also an offense. But the moment you ask for money, then the crime changes its name straight from abduction to kidnapping. So we'll give you the space, our police officers the space, to ensure that they give clear reports on all investigations that have taken place. On this note, I would want to General Police Operations, Mr. Faya Selu, Director of Crime Services, update.
Thank you very much, Director of Operations. I am sure you have addressed issues around the General Police Operations as at the past 1 week. I must say, we Leone Police, we feel highly honored to have the President of SLAJ to be in this press conference today. Of course, I have had the opportunity to interact with him for a very long time. Not only him and his predecessors, Kelvin, of course, Kelvin, we studied together. Omaru, of course, we are very close. But that you're here today, Mr. President, we are very grateful, and especially when you hammered home the issue about the MOU between the Leone Police or the security sector and the media. You know, the media and, well, I would say the police, we are good partners. We hit each other left and right, but we never fall apart. Things happen, yes, we quarrel day in, day out, but we are always together, because like I always say, you are our marketers, you market us. So it is the responsibility of every regional commander to make sure you develop a very good relationship with the media so that they can market what you're doing. And if you look at the MOU, the key thing in that one is relationship building. And if you look at the time management matrix, the Q2, quadrant of effectiveness, one of the key things you do in that quadrant is you build relationships. That helps you to become effective, to get results over and over and over again. So we are happy it has turned out that way. Additionally, the President also spoke about training so that we can create a forum wherein the media, Fort Estate and the police, we are working together to, like he said, to understand each other's role. Mr. President, I want to assure you that before you mention that one, I made a commitment last week in the press conference that we have to deliver that training for our media. Basically, one of the things we are going to include in that package will be for them to be guided on how we report security issues. Some information we don't hide, we don't keep it away from you deliberately, but this for a reason. Some information is classified, and if you give out classified information, we are spoiling the name. Even when we are reporting cases or investigation, we tell you as much as you need to know. We are not going to discuss the evidence out here because, like I said the last time, social media is grossly abused in this country because social media has become the investigators, the prosecutors, the magistrates, and the judges. It is on social media that they will report the matter, they will investigate it, and they will pass judgment. So with that in mind, taking cognizance of that particular abuse of social media, we tend to be very careful what we are doing. And I want to say here that, Mr. President, when we shall fix that date for that training for our colleagues or interactive session, we want to extend a special invitation to you so that you can deliver a lecture to them. so that we understand each other better. Although, gradually as we go along, we will understand each other. But in the MOU, I'm sure most of you or everybody will have the opportunity to have a copy. You look at it closely. It's basically about guiding principles, how we should operate together. So it's been there before because we have been working together. So it's just a reaffirmation of those guiding principles between us, the do's and the don'ts. Sometimes, you go to a scene, the police will say, no, stop here. You say, no, I will not stop. I'm a journalist, I have to go. It's not like that. Yeah, it's not like that.
It happened today.
Yeah, it happened today severally. Sometimes, if you go and you get hurt, you will not blame anybody. So we have our reasons why we say this is why you stop and you cannot go beyond this point. So those principles are echoed in that MOU. So I'm sure when we shall have laid hands on that one, all of us together will look at it and we'll keep it in mind so that we'll continue to build on the relationship. Coming to the, maybe I'm going to swallow Mr. Levy in this particular press conference because I'm going to talk about a very sensitive matter which has been on social media for the past 1 week, getting close to 1 week now. This issue about the suspected or alleged murder at the Schumann Hospital. On the 20th of October, actually, there is a Prince Boima of number 24A, Old Railway Line. He reported Bookfish. He reported that on the 18th, his younger sister, Frederica Ofuma Orochi, a postgraduate student of Jala University, they told me, was admitted at the Schumann Hospital, Passiva Street, for a health challenge called nasal congestion. So for that one, an operation was prescribed for her by the doctor, and then on the same 18th she went there. She went through the operation and died at about 1700 hours of the same day. That one was very serious, and for us, we actually had to be very proactive, otherwise the worst would have happened because students galvanized and we are planning to go and burn down the entire hospital. So we moved in swiftly, we deployed our assets to secure the property, and alongside that one, we commenced our investigation. The investigation is ongoing. Investigation is a systematic or formal inquiry into an incident so that you can discover and examine the facts so that you can establish the truth in the matter. So that's what we are doing now. And in this one, a lot of players are involved. The doctor is involved, and then of course the person who sent her to that particular hospital is equally involved. We are looking at the nurses who took part in that particular medical activity in that hospital. So it has taken us a long way. As I'm talking to you, we have 6 people in our custody. The doctor who conducted the operation, the admin officer of the hospital, because he has a responsibility as admin officer. He should know who is getting admitted into the hospital and for what. And of course, we have the anesthesian. She's actually a part-time anesthesian at that hospital. She's duly registered at the Kinyama Road Hospital. She's also in our custody. Then we have, of course, the banker, as a bank manager, who sent the lady to the hospital. The bank has a contract with the hospital to look at their employees, and in that medical agreement, every employee has a number of people they can attend to, his immediate dependents, the mother, the children, the wife, and the like. So he was able to secure the medical form from the hospital on behalf of this lady. We are looking at that one also. We are looking at the nurses who are actually involved in that exercise. Even as at this morning, every day we have a checklist, the things we are doing, because we want to establish the truth on this matter. I'm sure if you go to the social media, like I was saying, everything is there. I've seen one article in the social media, even the post-mortem results, or even the cause of death certificate that was issued by the hospital, is in the social media now. So actually, like I said, the facts are all there. As far as those issues are concerned, the medical reports are there. People are looking at the medical reports. They are trying to do a comparative study of the reports, because one is reading differently, the other is reading differently. But for us as police, our job is to now examine those facts so that we can really establish what actually happened. And we are getting there. And we want to really, I was talking to one of the people who was taking the lead in the effort or in whatever they wanted to do. But then to continue to trust us that we are going to do justice to that one. We don't hold brief for anybody, but we will ask that the students, I know when such things happen to one of their membership, they become hyperactive, and we want to do some things differently. So we are getting there. Definitely before the end of the week, we could have done with that one. Because in investigations, it is systematic, because everybody you are talking to, all of these people have mentioned, everybody has volunteered statements to us, and we are looking at those statements. We look at your statement as against the other person. So then you have to make clarifications. Some of them, they have created alibis in their statements, and we have to check those alibis to know that you are telling us the truth. So that's how we piece the evidence together and eventually end up to come to a decision. So we are looking at that one. That's key for us. Then, of course, the second matter we are looking at, it was on radio also, is an issue of alleged sexual harassment within the Sierra Leone female under 20 football team. That one also is a serious issue for us, because it is an offense against women. Of course, I've never seen a man complain that he has been harassed. No, men don't. Women do that one. Even though they harass us, but we don't complain that. But they are quick to report to the police. Yeah. Yes, they are quick to report. So we are looking at that one. That one on Tuesday, the 26th October, we received a report from one Bilkisu Kandetue. Apparently, she's a police officer, aged 26. That and she's a member of the Sierra Leone under 20 football team. That on diverse dates between June 2017 and the 25th October, she has been sexually harassed by one of the coaches of the, or to get them from those groups. So if you see any group, you want to ask somebody, add me. I will appreciate that, because we are getting a lot from these groups. There is a case of a mysterious diamond in Bo. Yes, that one is very mysterious. On the 26th of October, we received the transfer case and inquiry file from Bo, together with 4 suspects. Yes, these suspects, it's alleged that this boy he dreamt. They showed him where to find a piece of diamond. He went there, he picked it up, and exchanged hands, gave it to a friend. The friend dropped it in the restroom. After that, he slept again, and the same person told him, "Oh, you have given me wealth and you have thrown it away." So he went back. They now went to this toilet. They had to actually take everything out, and they found it. But the snap guys, when they picked it up, you have another group of suspects. They refused for that particular stone to be photographed, to take a photograph of that stone. They refused. And they agreed to meet the next day. When they agreed to meet the next day to the chief at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, they were nowhere to be found. So, and the allegations are they traveled to Freetown, and they traveled to Makini. You know, everything is coming up in the social media. In fact, there are people who have actually finished the investigation. They have even given judgment on the matter, all of those things. But for us, yes, we like it. Sometimes we follow those lines. So we are looking at it. They are in our custody. With respect to that one, we are sending another team to Bo tomorrow to go and clear a couple of alibis created by those in our custody now. So that's the investigation we are doing. Apart from that, we have several other issues which are being investigated, but I'm sure these they have mentioned, they might be of interest to you. But if I don't mention anyone here and you want to know something about whatever you have in mind, I'm sure I'll be in a position to respond. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Faya Selu, for those updates. You've made Francis, at least slightly, yes. And we will now call on the Rick Paul Freetown West. Please mention in your update about the kidnapping issues.
Yes, sir.
Yes, including all of your other updates that you have. So thank you. You can go ahead. I just pull this.
The last press conference we had, press briefing we had, we dilated on these issues. But there are one or two developments I would like to inform you about. In respect of the kid at Godrich Beach, one of the suspects who stole the man's money has been apprehended. The one who raised the false alarm, Kecham, he is on the run. We also arrested one Abu, who was amongst the group of people who wants to set the man ablaze because they wore a tire on him, about to set him ablaze. So arrested two people. One was one of the people who stole the money and ran away. He was chasing them when the other one shouted, Kecha. And he went and stabbed somebody else. And also, one of the people who were about to lynch the man, they are in custody. And for the second one, the one that has to do with the husband and wife, the lady has made a statement against her husband for harassment and assault. We're also investigating that one. It's not kidnapping, neither abduction. It was marital rife. They were having quarrel over their wedding, over their marriage, and not kidnapping. The other one at Kintom, that one also.
Kintom Cemetery.
Kintom Cemetery. We are also looking at that one. All the evidence point we have does not point to kidnapping. We are still looking for another witness who was there, because the time the boy left the house, there were these grave diggers there. So anybody taking away this boy should have been seen by these grave diggers. So we need to have some of these grave diggers again to tell us what actually happened that day. I think so far, for today, I believe the director of operation has dilated on this incident, these skirmishes that happened at ACC. And I think I just want to draw all of us our attention that we'll be experiencing some bit of traffic congestion at Lumley, because they are doing some construction for the market. So it altered the road. So you'll experience some amount of delays in the traffic congestion. Thank you very much. That's all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Williams. I think if you heard Mr. Williams very well, two things that he made clear were the two instances of so-called kidnapping incidents within his AOR. One at Godrich, and the other at Congo Cross. Mechkem. Sorry. So what happened in the first case, I think he has told you, one of the fishermen who came with his catch, some boys went and grabbed him and took away his money. In pursuit of them, one of them started shouting, "Kichan, Kichan." So this guy was now held, beaten up, and tire worn on him, was about to be burnt alive when the police intercepted them and brought the victim to the police station. The second was an issue with sorry. Yes. So, what is I'll reduce that for you. And the second one was between a husband and his spouse in a vehicle, quarreling there. The woman was shouting, people on motorcycles chased the vehicle. It ran into a police station. He ran into a police station, and that was how he was rescued. I'm sure he could have been beaten very seriously if he was caught. Now I will just bring you the McKinney version, where a student in one of the schools in McKinney somebody went to pick him up at the school, and he was identified as a Kichan because he was not the usual person that was going to pick up that child in the school. Fortunately, the police responded early, and we were able to take him out and brought to the police station. At the police station, the owner of the mother of the boy now went to the station and told the police that she was the one that sent the man to pick up her son from school. And therefore, the boy was not Kichan. He was a genuine person and was sent by her. And therefore, the police was very professional in that respect, obtained statements, and went to the radio station in McKinney and made clarification. It was done by the regional commander himself. And the people of McKinney now know that there is no Kichan. There was another incident wherein a lady said she was picked up in a vehicle, and entering the vehicle, she became dumped, and later on found herself in a place, well, between 5 and 7 o'clock, and then was able to pick up a motorcycle back home, you know. And she was interviewed. It is on social media, and the police also investigated, went to the house, obtained statement, and what is not clear, whether she left the house when in Segowamwata at 5, whether she found herself another friend wherein they went out, nobody knows. We are still investigating to know the truth. Because how did she find her home, came back home when the Kichan did not take her outside McKinney? Those are some of the other issues. In Bo, they are only rumors. There was another rumor of a lady a bike rider was taking her away. Well, she did not wait until they got to the place. She fell off from the motorcycle and found her way home. In Kenema and Kono and the other Cambia, we have not had any information of Kichan in those areas. These are the few information that we have, and for now, none of them has been proved correct. They have all been proved false. So we are continuing to look at them, and we have asked the Director of Crime Services, the IG, that all allegations of kidnapping should be properly investigated, and the report should be read in this press briefing. So by next week, if there is any, and I want to ask kindly, if you also have information of any Kichan, this is why we give you our name, our telephone numbers. Please call us. You also know our stations in Kintom, the 112, 999, etc. You can call them as well. I think they are still rife and they are all working. You can call all of those numbers. They are free toll. You are not going to lose anything. And if you call them, they should be able to connect you to the station where the response will come up from shortly. We do not have any representative from Freetown East. Any Freetown East representative? No. Yes. If not, Mr. Francis Levy, do you have anything to add to what your boss said? Okay. Okay.
Second,
There are two
9
from here.
9 now, 9.
Two. Yes. So 9 people were arrested today in respect, and yes.
One Dhaka.
Yes. Nine
One
people
Dhaka.
were arrested today. That is now confirmed. Yes, for disorderly behavior, for assaulting police officers, and one was arrested with a long dagger. I have never seen that one. It does not have an edge. It's just sharp so no more. Yes, I think these guys should be able. You saw that big boy that was brought. Yes.
It was displayed. How was it?
Oh, it was displayed to you people. You saw it, so it's good. Yeah, so that was what these people were carrying. For what reason, we really do not know, whether they wanted to harm the police officers.